So today I'm going to show you how to answer a tricky question within Einstein Analytics. So I had somebody ask me the other day, how do I calculate how many accounts I have where the total sum of amount is greater than some value x? So maybe let's start with how to answer a simpler question of, well, how would I account the number of accounts? So this is my opportunities data set. It's really easy to count the number of accounts. I would just go in here and find something that's unique to accounts, like account name, and I can do a unique of account name. So I can see I have 1,455 accounts, different accounts in this data set. But that's not going to help us because what we need to do is we need to do an aggregation and we need to filter out by a certain value of that aggregation. So this isn't going to work here. So let's calculate our sum of amount. And then here we'll do this by account name. So now I can start to see all of the accounts and that value. So now another way that we can see what's the total number we have in this data set, because it's really time consuming for me to count all of these, is I can pop over to the compare table and I can edit this column and we can create a new formula field here and use our rank within group window function. So our rank within group window function has this great setting called row number. I can use a row number and I'll count, let's say I count sum of amount ascending and use no reset group. So I'll just apply this. And so now every row has a number here. Now these are kind of seemingly random to me here because it's counting in a numerical order here. So this is going to make a lot more sense if I take this and let's say I sort descending. So now I have, okay, the total account, and this is the same as we had before, is 1,455 accounts. So I know that number, but we said I want to calculate how many accounts do I have where the sum of their amount is greater than, let's say, 1,000. So now in order to add that filter, I'm not going to go into the filters tab. I'm actually going to go onto this measure right here, and I'm going to add a filter. So I'm going to filter by the sum of amount. Remember, I'm filtering by the aggregate, not by the original value in the rows themselves. So sum of amount, and I've got a wide range here. So let's say is greater than 1,000. So I add that filter, but what you'll notice is the number didn't change at all. And that's just the way in which this rank function is being computed, is that I may be truncated values, but if we look at the SAQL, first we do the window function, and then we apply the filter. So I've done the counting before I even truncated these values. Now, that's not good, but we can work around that. So what I'm actually going to do is let's go back into this formula, and I'm going to edit this column again, and I'm going to go back to the window function UI. So what we did before was an ascending window function. Instead, I'm going to do a descending window function. So I'm going to start from the highest value accounts and count down to the lowest value accounts. Now, why that matters is because once we apply the filter, we're filtering out those lowest value accounts. So what it will do is it'll actually just truncate off the highest row numbers. And whatever the highest number left is going to be our answer. So I'm going to hit apply right here, and I'm going to close this. We still have this sorted descending by the rank, and you'll notice that the number's already different, right? It's 1,166. So this is an accurate count of all of the accounts with its sum total value greater than 1,000. So we've got that accurate number, and then the cool thing is let's go look at the SAQL again. Remember, we calculate the window function, we've sorted in one direction, we've filtered out these small values, and then we sort again in that descending value, and then we apply our limit of 2,000. Now we're lucky here in that our limit is more than the number of accounts, but you may imagine you could have many more accounts than the default limit here, but it really doesn't matter. Because that limit is applied last, it has no effect on the calculation. We can do the whole calculation and only return the last row. And in this case, we really only care about this top row. So let's go ahead and try this. I'm just going to put in a limit of 1, and I only return this one row. Now, I don't really care about these two values. What I care about is this number. I now have that count of high value accounts. So it's super easy now that I can hit clip right here, and I can drag a number widget right here, and then I can just drag this right on top of my number widget. And I just want to choose that rank function, and it's super easy that now I have this simple number of these are my high value accounts in this data set. So really easy way, absolutely no SAQL. I only showed you the SAQL just so that you can learn how the system works. But without any SAQL, you can just kind of calculate and answer questions like this. Thanks for listening.